up, Beats and Geek? As if this is Geeks and Gamers. I'm sorry, Jeremy. What's up, Buttes and viewers? This is goodness. See what lack of sleep gets you. What is up, Buttes and viewers? Welcome back to KTV Network. My name is Kiss, and welcome back. Okay, let's move on. Today I'm reacting to revisiting Mortal Kombat 4. Is it really the worst in the franchise? I actually really enjoyed Mortal Kombat 4. I played it a lot. And I remember I would play Tanya for the fatality that she had. Oh, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Those two were great. So let's see what 616 Entertainment has to say. Let's watch.
Crushing pound. The crushing pound of the mallet.
Shinnok.
The shattering blow of the club. The slashing.
And this is when they strayed from his original ninja look, and I was like, it's all right. I miss the classics.
Blade.
But if things gotta change, they gotta change.
They call to you.
Mortal Kombat 4 hit arcades in 1997, and immediately
Oh, the
its
endless
bone-crushing impact was felt. This was a brand new era for gaming's most infamous fighting franchise, as this fourth installment marked the jump into the third dimension. Developer Midway raised fans' hype to its boiling point with a
I really enjoyed
countrywide
it because
tour,
of that aspect.
literally driving Mortal Kombat 4 cabinets from state to state, allowing players to get their hands on the game before its official release.
I'm here to play Mortal Kombat 4.
It's just because it's Mortal Kombat, everybody's going to play it. I wanted to be the first to play it.
They're all excited. They've been obviously waiting for MK4 for a long time, and now they're close to getting it. And as we can see, the turnout is just fantastic.
This one's a huge step forward over the third one. It's definitely more fluid motion, better animation. You can tell the technology's gotten a lot better.
From the introduction of weapons to the debut of 7 new fighters, including a brand new boss in the shape of the fallen elder god Shinnok, Mortal Kombat 4 quickly captured the imaginations of players around the world. Upon its home console release, review scores were great. In the sales department, the home console ports moved over 3 million copies. I got the game on PlayStation for Christmas in 1998. Let me tell you, I couldn't have been happier. Fast forward a few years though, and you would never know anything I just told you.
So I had the version that didn't necessarily have Noob Saibot. My characters were a bit limited. I don't know if you had to unlock it with the tower gameplays, but yeah.
Was true. Today, practically in the middle of 2025, Mortal Kombat 4 is widely regarded as the worst mainline entry in the entire franchise.
Wow.
So what happened? When did the tide turn? Why did the tide turn? Is it possible that Mortal Kombat 4 was always seen as a disappointment, and my appreciation for the game is actually the minority opinion? Today, I'm going to delve deep into what exactly so many fans have against MK4. I'm going to explore their arguments and come to a determination over whether or not these complaints actually hold any weight. Before we even get going, before I fill your mind with the opinions of others as well as my own, get down in the comments and let me know how you feel about Mortal Kombat 4. Completely unfiltered, uninfluenced. Let me know where you are now, and then when we're all done, check back in and let me know what you think then. How about it? You can also get the uncensored version of this video on patreon.com/616entertainment. Free from the blurring and
Nice.
for watching. Before we get into problems, concerns, and complaints, let's go through the origins of Mortal Kombat 4 a little bit. This was Midway's first 3D fighting game, right? Wrong. War Gods was their first 3D fighting game. And
Goodness.
concerns
Whoa.
and complaints, let's go
No,
through the
I don't
origins
remember it
of
looking
Mortal
like that
Kombat
at
4 a
all.
little bit. This was Midway's first 3D fighting game. right? Wrong.
did not
War
look like
Gods
that.
was their first 3D fighting game. And it
Oh, okay.
wasn't so hot. It certainly wasn't up to the level of Mortal Kombat.
There was a character that looked like this in Mortal Kombat 4. I don't see him anymore because I don't think he was popular. But I could see the inspiration. The inspiration. Oh, wait. Excuse me. Sorry. I know I had this on full screen and then I zoomed out because I was doing something.
Let's put it that way. War Gods was, in some ways, instrumental to MK4's design. How? Well, Mortal Kombat 4 is crafted entirely with 3D graphics, a first for the franchise. The stages are three-dimensional, the days of 2D sprites created using photographs of real human beings are gone.
I want to download Mortal Kombat 4 after this because that game was solid to me.
The characters are fully three-dimensional as well, but the gameplay isn't. Whereas War Gods allowed for the free use of strafing to change the plane, and a camera that simply could not sit still to save the world, Mortal Kombat 4's fighting is still largely static. Can we sidestep and rotate slightly? Yes, we can, but not to the degree of War Gods, and certainly not to the degree of MK's future, that being Deadly Alliance and Deception, which further embraced 3D combat. In fact, Midway's main use of the new style wasn't gameplay at all,
this one,
but storytelling. No longer would the completion of an arcade ladder come with the reward of a static screen covered in a few paragraphs of text, but rather a fully rendered, full-motion video of your chosen character's fate. These are incredible, to say the least, and not always for the right reasons.
It's over, Jarek.
Yes.
Shinnok is dead. The good guys won. You're coming back with me.
And then Jax comes.
I agreed to help defeat Shinnok, not turn myself into the Special Forces. The Black Dragon live on!
The Black Dragon are dead.
The Black Dragon died with Kano. You're the last one, Jarek.
Never!
That fucking
Come in,
sound
Major
effect.
Briggs. This is Lieutenant Sonya Blade. What?
And that's what I'm talking about. If you watched my Mortal Kombat trilogy reaction, they took a part of that voice acting, I believe, for Jarek or Derek. I forget what his name is. So this is Derek's ending, unless it's Jax.
Sonya, this is Major Briggs. Come in. Sonya, this is Jax. Are you there?
Bring Jax. Bring Jax.
Going somewhere, Jarek? Jax! I thought you were going to. Thought I was what? Dead? Like my partner you just tossed off the cliff? I'm sorry, Jax. Please, don't drop me. Wait,
Too late.
I promise. Too late, Jarek. You can't drop me. You have to uphold the law. You have to arrest me. Wait. This is brutality. You can't do it. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
No, the music.
Terrible
Damn.
voice acting was very common in the late 90s. It was just part of the industry. These are hilarious to revisit now, and honestly, these were...
But Mortal Kombat 4 didn't come out in the 90s. It was like early... What was it? Hey Siri, when was Mortal Kombat 4's release date? Oh shit, it was 1997. You're right. You did the research. Okay.
hilarious back in 1997 when this game first launched. If we are talking strictly gameplay, the greatest implementation of 3D in Mortal Kombat 4 comes during fatalities. The camera sweeping through 360 degrees
Why would
after
you blur that
Sub-Zero
out?
tears his opponent's head off.
Oh, the
was
blood.
awesome. Johnny Cage running in circles after Scorpion lights him up like a tiki torch is tremendous. He should have stopped, dropped, and rolled. Come on, Mr. Hollywood, these are basic survival instincts. Goro's
That's so crazy that blood has to be censored on YouTube. Like, are you kidding?
lair has borrowed the ceiling spikes from MK2's Combat Tomb, and the prison stage fatality, with its gigantic fan and the use of an over-the-shoulder camera angle, was unbelievable at the time.
And it would hit the screen. Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Fatality.
I remember
Our
that.
story, this time focused on a brand new big bad boss, the fallen elder god Shinnok, had my little 7 or 8 year old ass on the hook. You're telling me this guy battled Raiden for, I mean, apparently it was a war lasting hundreds of years, and
Yes.
through this other new jackass's tomfoolery, he escaped imprisonment in the Netherrealm and has returned to conquer the realms once more? You kidding me? That's
And
amazing.
yeah, Quan Chi was straight
I
up.
win! With the Elder Gods out of the way, I will take my rightful place as ruler of all eternity. I can already feel the power surging from within.
Up to this point, I have used practically the entire runtime of this video going, this was sick, and this was sick, and this was sick. But obviously that's not why we are here today. So let's focus in and let's really dial it down onto why Mortal Kombat 4 carries the less than stellar reputation that it does. And by less than stellar, I mean there are people who really don't like this game at all. The first thing I did was recall several comments that have come through
Alexa.
my very own.
Turn off the 30-minute timer in the Echo Show.
Punishment over timer stopped on Brian's Echo Show.
Did you hear that?
Channel over the years.
My dog's in a timeout.
I searched through to find them, and surprisingly, the first results that came up looked like this. These comments led me further down the road of
Mortal Kombat 4 is criminally underrated. I played the crap out of it. Yes, I did too. Mortal Kombat is the darkest game in the series. That's true, especially with Tanya. Mortal Kombat 4. I love Mortal Kombat 4. Love it. My favorite version of it is the Dreamcast exclusive. Mortal Kombat Cold. They added 6 characters to the roster. This is what I'm talking about. I never got to play those characters, and I might just have to download a Dreamcast emulator just to play those characters. Kung Lao, Melina, Baraka, Katana, Cyrex, and Sector. What about Noob Saibot? And yes, it is MK4, even if you don't consider it MK4. Damn.
okay, I'm definitely not alone in my love of MK4.
No, you're
I
not.
trekked
That was
further
one of my
into the comments,
favorite
and
Mortal Kombat installments.
here we go. These are the people I'm talking about. These are the people who will tell you it's the worst mainline game in the franchise.
Okay.
One thing you might notice about the negative
Sometimes certain material isn't for everyone.
comments is that literally nobody gave any reasoning for why they don't like it. So that doesn't really help identify anything at all. I looked outside of my comment section and I found a Reddit thread.
And it was one of the first Mortal Kombat games to actually give us more of a like he said, rendered a backstory. They rendered visuals. They gave us visuals. Like, how you're only hating on it because I think you're riding the wave. You're not giving any valid excuses.
Where someone
You're
6
riding
years
the
ago
hate train.
asked the very same question I'm asking today. The majority of responses were worthless quotes from Jax's ending video, but I did find a few worthwhile remarks. Black
Ooh, I loved
Ekis,
it.
for example, if I'm saying that correctly, mentions others' distaste for the 3D jump at large, that losing the 2D digitized sprites was a sign that Mortal
That makes
Kombat
sense.
was losing its grasp on what made it special. I think we can all agree that in 1992 through 1995, the digitized actors were very cool. This was a huge part of what
Yes.
gave MK its flavor. I mean, no one's saying that the original Mortal Kombat played better than Street Fighter 2, right? No. But we were saying, yo, that's a real guy, and I just tore his head off.
Yeah.
But to crucify Mortal
Like, they didn't even add animation for the most part. It was it's really dumb. They just added overexposure. Overexposed with the lighting and all this stuff.
Kombat 4 because Midway moved into
all
the
those-
present
all those,
and they embraced
filters.
polygonal graphics. Did you guys also hate Deadly Alliance and Deception and Armageddon and MK versus DC Universe and
I didn't like that one. I like Deception. And there's another one. Was it what did he mention? Deception. I'll tell you which ones I liked.
did you guys also hate Deadly Alliance and Deception
Deadly
and
Alliance and
Armageddon
Deception. I really
and
liked that one.
MK versus DC Universe and MK9 and MKX?
And is it Armageddon that I liked? I don't know. Let me know which one in the comments below that which one of these games did you enjoy if you actually got around to playing them. But yeah.
and MK11 and MK1 Because
And
I don't
KX some
know
of
if you
them are
guys
great.
know this, but none of the mainline Mortal Kombat games featured digitized sprites past 1995. Have some of you hated Mortal Kombat for 30 years? This next
Yes, they have. This is when they went full on. They didn't actually have those. I missed the animation. The character sprites is what he calls it. You don't see that here.
issue doesn't come from the internet and will be much quicker to discuss. My dad loved fishing. We went fishing all the time. On one occasion, a couple of his friends from work came out with us. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was probably in his 30s at the time, and I remember he was making conversation with my brother and I. We landed on video games, and I brought up Mortal Kombat 4. I vividly remember this guy saying, "Man, Mortal Kombat 4 is goofy. The blood, every drop of blood is like a whole gallon. It's silly looking."
I loved that fatality. And he
Yeah,
just
I guess
pops his
those are
head
pretty
open.
funny looking blood drops. Worst game ever. On a more serious note, let's look at some gameplay from Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. The combo system here was deep. You could exhaust yourself learning every fighter's specific move.
The brutalities were crazy.
This was
The brutalities I feel like were a lot more manageable because it was grittier. I feel like it was just a lot easier to hit a brutality as opposed to Mortal Kombat 4.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3's greatest strength, in my mind. Everybody felt different. Learning Reptile and learning Sub-Zero, then mastering Reptile and mastering Sub-Zero could take you forever. That is getting your money's worth. The transition to Mortal Kombat 4 completely left this combo system behind. Can you find chains and links to connect into highly damaging combinations? Sure, but we've completely moved beyond any sort of high kick, back high kick, or high punch, low punch, high punch situations. Through my MK4 gameplay I recorded, you might notice me hitting the same jump-in 3-piece with a wheel kick soda because that's the basic, pretty nicely damaging combo that literally everyone has. This specific issue, the complete and total dumbing down of the combo system, this is one area where I don't just hear you, but I agree with you. So let's get a quick look at the scoreboard. Loss of digitized sprites, stupid goofy blood, combo system ruined.
I think that's why people hated 4, because it wasn't as lucid as the third game.
Got it. When we're all done, we will check in and assess what does and doesn't hold up in the court of Mortal Kombat Monday. I've seen people online voice their displeasure
That's
over
the character I was talking
MK4's
about.
roster. A starting pool of
From
15 made up
from
of
Warlord
8
or whatever
returning
that game was
stars
called.
and 7 debuting fighters, with 3 unlockables in the shape of Meat, Goro, and Noob Saibot. Worth noting that
Those were
for the
unlockable?
first time in a
The
mainline
towers.
entry, the final boss is a standard playable character. There, Shinnok. He's right there. At the time, this felt like a big deal, at least to me. Let's take a look at the new faces, huh? Kai is apparently an ally from Raiden and Liu Kang's past. Jarek is the final breath of the Black Dragon clan, and with Shinnok coming to crash everyone's party, Jarek's actually teaming up with the good guys out of necessity. Rico, this was before they called him Reiko, is another figure from the
Yes, he is Shao Kahn's lapdog.
past who just so happens to have shown up again for this new battle. Tanya is somewhat responsible for Shinnok escaping the Netherrealm, which
Ooh, she was
gives her
trifling.
a defining characteristic and story moment. Fujin is a god, the god of wind, to be exact. And he's a babyface, which is good.
Raiden's brother.
The good guys need gods too. Quan Chi is an extremely powerful sorcerer. He's the one who masterminded Shinnok's comeback and is basically Shinnok's right-hand man. Quan Chi
Crazy.
is awesome, and we've already talked about Shinnok. From what I can gather, the issue with the new fighters is that several of them,
I'm trying to read as fast as I can as he's showing them.
suck. Kai never really went on to become anything of note.
Thank you.
Ever.
He never
Even
became
as time
anything.
went on.
Yeah.
Tanya would
They dropped his
resurface in
ass.
Deception, where she
I love this
wouldn't
fatality.
really matter, but then she would disappear again, this time for another 17 years. Jarek,
And then the one
I
where
mean,
she kisses.
he's just Kano. He even does Kano's moves
Oh
and
no,
has
the one where
Kano's
she does
fatality.
her hip thrusts. That was funny. And then like the head is the turning point.
Finish him.
He even does Kano. Jarek, I mean,
She cranks the head like a wind-up toy. That's my favorite.
he's just Kano. He even does Kano's moves and has Kano's fatalities.
Oh, so he's basically Kano with the skin over.
Finish him.
Disgusting.
Wins. Fatality.
Rico has an awesome arcade ending where he takes the throne and Shao Kahn's helmet comes down on his head, and I thought it was a reveal that Rico was Shao Kahn in disguise or something, but then he completely disappeared. He
Until
wasn't
MK1.
playable again for 26 years if we're not counting Armageddon, which
It's been that long? I'm that old? Damn. No, listen, I'm young. My skin looks good. If there's one thing I can be cocky about.
kind of
okay?
shouldn't, because the point was everyone is here, even though barely anyone had anything to do. If you want to count Armageddon, go ahead, count it. I don't care. Quan Chi became a legend. Shinnok would return as the main heel of Mortal Kombat X. So look, it's a give and take.
No, that's the ultimate disrespect. Hitting a character with their own leg. Quan Chi was... I actually enjoyed his fatalities because of that.
Big time. Do we have some weak new signees in this talent pool? Absolutely we do. Kai sucks. There's really no way around that. But the addition
I
of
agree.
Quan Chi alone means that we
His
are
character was
far
pointless.
from striking out here. And yes, I'm aware Quan Chi, Fujin, and Shinnok technically appear in Mortal Kombat mythologies. I know, I'm talking about mainline debuts. Delete your comment.
What is that game?
The story of Mortal Kombat 4 in
Let me know in the comments.
many ways is a direct continuation of what happens in mythologies. You guys, you're gonna make me do a review of this game this season, aren't you?
Oh,
You don't
that
want
looks like
that,
a lot of fun.
do you? Let me know. If I have to, I have to. Let's put our foot on the gas here.
That looks like an animation, but also looks like real life.
Let me know. If I have to, I have to. Let's put our foot on
Real
the gas
life
here. What do
in
you think?
animation.
One complaint I've personally had in the past is that the unknown, the deep, dark, undiscovered secrets Mortal Kombat has always been known for, you're not going to find that sort of thing here in MK4. And you know how much that bothers me. I just did 20 minutes on it a couple weeks ago. The PlayStation port of the game does suffer from common graphical bugs like disconnected geometry in the stages or disappearing walls and floors, and
I forgot
well,
about that.
every
Reptile.
reality outside of the tried and true original has been removed. No friendships, no animalities,
Not
no
original.
babalities. This was done in order to reel in the level
That's right. They didn't have any. They didn't have any, of course. I thought.
of comedy the franchise was allowing through the gates, and for some, that was a problem. They appreciated the stupidity and were bummed to lose it. I didn't really care, but we're not just talking about me here today, so
I see.
trying to cover everybody.
I see. Okay.
Final result, let's tally it up. When it comes to the loss of digitized actors, I reject this appeal. It was 1997, guys. 2D real people sprites were old news. It was time to move on. And the fact that these have never really come back into style tells us all we need to know. To the argument of stupid blood, I reject this appeal. Mortal Kombat Trilogy had a body exploding and like 8 legs and 9 arms would fall out of the sky.
I just reacted to this, and I just said this. Check it out in the video where I reacted to this. I just said this. It was ridiculous. Okay.
We've lived through this already. Gallon drops.
They were having
is
fun with
nothing.
it.
Speaking on nerfing the combo system, I accept this appeal. Yeah, this was a big step backward. On the topic of the roster being largely underwhelming, I reject this appeal. Kai sucks. Jarek is a copy and paste. Tanya's not really anything. Rico is completely underdeveloped, but the selection of returning stars is fantastic, and the debuts of Shinnok and Quan Chi specifically heal any pain caused by Kai.
Quan Chi was so twisted for that, grabbing a head and smiling.
A lack of secrets
Holding
to
my head.
uncover. I accept this appeal. Again, you know how I feel about the sanctity of secrecy. Graphical flaws, I accept this appeal. Even in Mortal Kombat Gold, the Dreamcast version, which was supposed to be better, allegedly it's not. And I say allegedly because I've never actually played
The graphics look so good on this one. Oh, I really want to play Dreamcast now.
it, so I'm not trying to talk out of school. But Mortal Kombat Gold doesn't have the greatest reputation.
And they have what? They have little UFOs watching the fight. I never had that.
Neither, so how you don't. And when it comes to the removal of the funny finishers, I accept this appeal. I get it. I don't care, but we'd spent years building upon silliness to hard
Do they have brutalities in Mortal Kombat 4? I forget.
right turn into actually we're not silly
Friendship.
is a little bit of a question mark to me. And not the cool Mortal Kombat style question mark. This puts us at 3 rejections and 4 acceptances. That's not ideal, but Scorpion turns into an actual Scorpion for one of his fatalities. This rules.
Why not just use the Mortal Kombat 4? I mean, I'm not telling you how to do your video. I was just, if it were me, I would have used the Mortal Kombat 4 Gold graphics since it's so visually appealing. But I for authenticity, I guess, if it's just the original that everybody's played with. Oh yes, they did have this. Not her saying, oh no.
Quan Chi's leg rip fatality is a legendary finisher.
It is.
This
It's
rules.
disrespectful. And the fact that they're doing it to Kai.
Shinnok's gigantic skeleton hand squeezing the opponent so hard their head pops off. This rules.
Oh yeah, that one's my favorite. Wait, show Tanya and her wind up tour move. I love fatalities, but I'm never
Alternate
prepared
masked Sub-Zero and alternate classic ninja reptile costumes. This rules. The game over screen falling down the well with that music that makes me nervous, and you get impaled at the bottom if you run out of continues. This rules.
Damn.
We now sit at 3 rejections, 4 acceptances, and 5 this rules. You can crunch those numbers however you like. Get down in the comments and let me know what this all means. Look, realistically, I understand that one of the main points of this conversation surrounds everything other than Mortal Kombat. The same year MK4 hit home consoles, Marvel vs. Capcom stormed the gates as well. A game with some of the most insanely beautiful pixel art we had and have ever seen. Tekken 3's animations and character variety continued
Oh, wow, that
to
looks
push
so
the
different.
boundaries of that franchise.
Oh, I remember this
The
in
following year,
arcades.
Mortal Kombat Gold hit the Dreamcast. Alongside it came the likes of Power Stone, Tekken Tag Tournament, so on and so forth. Mortal Kombat's key standout feature
Was the blood and fatalities.
at this time was brutal, terrible violence.
Exactly.
4 mainline installments into the franchise with an ultimate and a spin-off and a compilation thrown in there for good measure along the way. This was a time where the mainstream audience had seemingly been there and done it. The act of removing someone's head with the spinal cord still attached did not have the same draw that it used to. For those of you who, like me, really enjoy Mortal Kombat 4, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it. But the fact of the matter is that 5 years passed between the 4th and 5th mainline entries. And if you don't think franchise fatigue had anything to do with that, I'd say think again. Mortal Kombat
Really?
4's reputation of being the worst in the franchise,
People were
in my
fatigued.
mind, is nowhere near an indisputable truth. But, upon close inspection, I can recognize several of the complaints levied in its direction. And I hope you can recognize that the game over screen rules.
Oh, I forgot. See, I paused this video
there
like
it
3
is, Dan
times, and I
Dan's
keep forgetting.
revisiting Mortal Kombat 4. It rules, it sucks, whatever you want. It's whatever you want it to be. You told me what you thought of Mortal Kombat 4 before I talked at you for 20 minutes, and
It's subjective. Everyone's gonna have their subjective opinion.
now that we're done, get back down in the comments and let me know what you think of it now.
I feel like Mortal Kombat, if I'm thinking up the right one, Armageddon, or was it 9? The one where you could pull like many fatalities, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I feel like that's kind of like 4 with better graphics.
Patreon.com/616entertainment.
But yeah, subscribe to this man. That was revisiting Mortal Kombat 4. Is it really the worst in the franchise? I gave you my thoughts throughout the video, but let me know what you think down in the comments below. Let me know what other gaming videos you want me to react to. Like and subscribe if you vibe. Become a beaut today, and I will see you guys on live streams. Thank you for stopping by. Take care.